Yo, there's someone down there. Dude, I saw him? Yeah, I saw somebody.
Forests look calm from the outside, sunlight drifting between branches, the kind of silence people way too often mistake for comfort. But behind that silence, there's another world, one that wakes up when no one is supposed to be watching. Tonight, we'll be taking a look at the 7 most disturbing forest encounters caught on camera, all real footage from hikers, campers, and explorers. One night in June 2021, outdoor and camping YouTuber MCM Outdoors, well known for his passion for nature and for taking adventurous, sometimes frightening trips that he occasionally documents on his channel, set out as usual. But the moment he arrived at his chosen spot, he felt that something was off. Trying to keep his sanity, he immediately began recording himself, telling a story to his viewers.
The mist stood to the left of the trig. Whatever it was, I'm telling you 100%, my body was telling me there's something bad there. Got back into my tent, zipped it up as quick as I could, straight into the inner. I put the sleeping bag over my head and I was absolutely terrified. That's never ever happened to me anywhere else. And I'm not making up. That's absolutely gospel true. Whatever that was on Shining Tor that night, it wasn't good. And that's the only time ever that I've been wild camping and felt afraid. Don't know what that noise is. It's like this weird noise. Anyway, I wanted to share that in the spooky tales from the tent. That's absolute gospel. What the hell's that? Making that noise? It's like a curlew, but much lower pitched. It's getting closer. Oi!
He soon began hearing low, unidentifiable, guttural noises, and the worst part was that they seemed to be getting closer, as if something were approaching him. Could it have been an unknown cryptid or an animal? Possibly even a Sasquatch. That's what many puzzled viewers have speculated. But in the end, we may never truly know what it was that left him so terrified that night. Around 3 years ago, in October 2022, a female van camping YouTuber going by the name Off, asleep 5 decades, had one of the most disturbing and terrifying encounters ever when a man suddenly parked right next to her. But when she opened the door, it would turn out to be one of the worst mistakes she ever made.
I ended up shutting the door because he couldn't figure out the Google translation. He was sitting there for, I don't even know, it felt like eternity. And so I just said, excuse me, and I shut my door literally on him, the side door, because I did not feel safe. Like he was just something about him that was really sketchy, shady, and I was just not feeling it. And so I'm not going to ignore my intuition this time. And so, excuse me, shut the door. So he goes in front of the van, and I see him, you know, forever, still trying to figure out this this translation, or trying to figure out a way to communicate with me. He's just at the front of my van, and so I kind of like shut the curtains so that he can't see in, you know, and just, you would think he would take the hint. Oh no. So after, I think it was maybe half an hour, it had to be at least that long, trying to figure out how to communicate with me. Well, he gets in his car, and because I had shut my curtains, well, he's trying to get my attention to come out, I suppose. So for a good hour, he drove his car and kept on parking it differently in front of my van, beside my van, but he kept on moving it, like, and I was just creeped right out. I just thought this guy would take the hint and go away, but this went on for way too long. And so it was starting to get dark, and I was sitting there going, oh my God, what do I do? Okay, he just moved even closer so that I can't move out, and so that I can't go forward. Please leave. Please leave, you sketchy person. Please leave. This guy is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour, and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. It's raining pretty hard, and he is just such a creepy person, and I didn't trust him when he was trying to talk to me earlier, and he's just staring me down, and I'm afraid to go up the front there, but I still have this set up right there, you know, the umbrella. See? But I'm trying to, so that he doesn't see my phone. Like, where is he now? Look at that. He's really sketchy. He's really scaring me. But the good thing is, can't see, but I was just about to get ready to leave, and then somebody pulled in, like a family pulled in a big RV, and they kind of were just kind of behind me, not right behind me, but close enough that they would hear me scream. And so I felt a little comforted with that, and so I decided to stay. And he's close enough that he would hear me yell even. So for the first time, I am grateful to see somebody. Oh, anyways, this guy did leave, and then he did come back about 3 hours later when it was pitch black. And oh my God, I was thankful that the RV was there with the family, and I got every weapon that...
He kept circling her van long after she'd shut the curtains, the engine's slow crawl making it feel like he was hunting rather than trying to communicate. Each time he parked in a new spot, closer, tighter, more deliberate, she felt the walls of the empty lot closing in with him. The rain only made it worse, masking his footsteps until she'd suddenly feel his presence right outside the thin metal skin of the van. When he finally pulled up so close she couldn't drive forward, the sick realization hit her that he wanted her trapped. By then, her intuition wasn't a whisper, but a cold scream, warning her that this man wasn't confused. He was waiting for her to make just one mistake. Luckily, the other RV came to the rescue, but this situation could have ended far worse. On September 28th, 2023, YouTuber Mo Sargi ventured deep into the Appalachian Mountains in what he thought would be just another adventure. But from the moment they stepped off the trail, something in those woods began watching them.
I was just in there and I had the weirdest experience in there.
What?
Something literally moved, something massive.
So remember when I told you I saw a house on my drone?
Yeah.
This is not it.
No?
No, there's a little shack in the middle of the forest near the water.
So I don't know how we're gonna get down there.
Really?
Because it's a mountain drop and there's a
shit.
fence, so we gotta find a way. All right, so we're gonna try going out this way to see if there's any way down to the river to find this mysterious house or a shack that oh, there's a way out of the fence here.
I found it on my drone.
Okay, so we could probably go from here because there's a way out of the fence.
Sweet, okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely doing what you're not supposed to do in the Appalachians is go off trail.
Bro, you were supposed to do this a long time ago. We're
Yeah.
way past that point.
Yeah. Everything that you're not supposed to do out here, we're doing it. Holy shit, no way. I mean, it does, but there's a risk of dying. All right, so we can go down this way, but there's a risk of dying.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Like actually, I mean, we can.
Oh, there's the trip. Hold on a sec.
That's the river train tracks.
We're kind of close to the shack.
This is active train tracks, by the way.
Yeah.
So those actually work. But
Oh, they're active?
yeah.
Oh crap.
Here, dude, we're literally climbing down a mountain right now, an entire mountain. So we decided we're gonna risk our life to give you guys some more content. We're gonna climb down this mountain. By the time we make it down the mountain and down to the river, which we don't know if that's even a guarantee, it's gonna be dark.
It's gonna be hella dark.
Yeah.
I have my flashlights. We charged them, but it's gonna be quite a while.
Like, I don't mind the darkness, but when it gets dark, the animals come out.
Yeah.
And also the feral people.
Which I already found their house on my drone.
It's somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine we get down there, it's not there.
Imagine.
That'd be crazy. And then making our way back up, it's gonna be all nighttime stuff. So this
Yeah.
adventure, it could get really dangerous, but you know what? We're living a little, let's do it. Smash
right.
like button, let's live a little. Careful. This is legit, seriously. Yeah, until you tumble down a mountain. And you know the worst part is you can tumble down the mountain and this is all barbed wire that you're touching.
Oh.
Yeah. And imagine tumbling down and like getting stuck in the barbed wire. Now coming up is gonna be hell too.
As night fell, the forest shifted, turning hostile and alive, and what they heard moving around them would create the beginning of a nightmare they couldn't outrun.
Yeah, middle of the forest and then random shelter. Like, what the hell?
It's almost like this was a bomb shelter. Or, oh, you know what it was?
What?
Back in the days when they used to build the mines, they would have blast shelters because they would like bomb the mountains. And this is where they would blow up the mountains to make the crevices and stuff.
Okay.
So they would cut through the mountains with TNT dynamite.
That makes sense.
And-
And look, the windows are like.
Yeah, there used to be windows here. So they would manage the blasts. So we're in a kind of like a blast bomb shelter type of thing.
So, what do you think that says about how far we are from the car?
Far.
We still got a ways to go.
We still got a ways to go.
It's not even worth it to keep going then.
We can't. It's impossible. Either we get eaten by a bear,
Yeah.
or some type of wolf, or some type of fucking like moonshine guy. I don't know.
Hell yeah, there's moonshine people.
Maybe there's like a family of inbreds waiting to eat us in here somewhere. I don't know. Like,
I think this is literally the best spot. Seriously, this is a good hiding spot. Let's just chill here, relax, refresh, and as soon as the sun comes out, we'll be out of here.
somebody's walking. Hello? Yeah, somebody was just walking. Okay, well. Yeah.
Was that a wolf?
It sounded like a wolf.
It was a howl.
That was a wolf.
When they tried to return to their car, a figure suddenly appeared in the darkness and then began hurling rocks or something disturbingly similar at them, clearly warning them to get out of its territory.
Hello? What did you see? Huh?
Bro, there's a feral person.
What do you mean there's a feral person? What did you see? Where? Hello? Why can't my camera can't see nothing? Hold on, I'm switching night vision. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Switching night vision. For some reason my camera's having troubles focusing. Hello? What did you see? You caught something on camera?
Yeah. There's something down there, bro.
Can we see your footage? Can I see your footage?
Yeah, come see.
Actually, you caught something?
Yeah.
You wanna go back to where we were like, camping out?
Yeah.
Show me what you saw. All of saying you got something. Wait, step over. Where is it? Oh, there's someone there. There was a guy there.
Yeah, you see that?
What the hell? No way.
You see that?
What the hell? Darker and darker. I literally cannot see a thing. I think my flashlight is dying out, or this camera. Oh my god, I hear clicking. No, there's someone down there. Dude, I saw somebody. Dude, I actually saw somebody. There's somebody. Let's get the fuck.
Let's go the hell back.
Let's go. Let's get the bucket. Back to the cave, guys. Back to the cave. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh! Oh my god. We're being shot at. We're being shot at. Oh! What the f was that? What the f was that?
Bro, what the hell was that?
What the hell was that? That was a man, dude.
By sunrise, one thing was certain: whatever lived in those mountains didn't just watch them, it wanted them gone, and it wasn't afraid to use force to make that message clear. On December 20th, 2021, YouTuber Hike Slam documented his peaceful overnight trip in the Virginia wilderness, began to notice strange and unsettling things scattered along the trail, cryptic notes, bizarre objects, and signs that someone had been leaving messages for anyone passing through. Yet he had no idea that these were only the first hints of something far more disturbing lurking deeper in the forest.
Hi, Phil here from Hike Slam. Today I'm gonna hike into the woods a little bit here in Virginia and do an overnight. It's the day before Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be cold tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Last time I was on this section of trail, it was September, so leaves were on the trees. It was warm. Right now it's really nice. It's probably low 50s, but it'll be colder tonight, so I'll have a fire, have some food, set up my tent, and we'll see what we find. So I'm gonna get going here and yeah, find the camp spot and see if anybody's... The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a duck here. A very long note. And it looks like it was just put here because it's not wet. That duck is fairly recently.
Not long after, as he continued onward, he suddenly stopped cold when he spotted a campsite roughly 20 yards away, a place that felt abandoned and yet freshly used, filled with eerie writing, a recently unalived duck, and a long handwritten letter that made it clear someone was living out here, watching, and leaving messages for anyone who got too close.
Came across this fire ring, so might end up just camping right here. There's a flattish spot. The creek is right there. So this could be a really good place to camp. I'm just gonna go up to the shelter, see what's going on up there. I came to this area and I was like, wait, where do I go next? Where does the trail go? But if you see, in this direction, there's a white blaze on that tree. Appalachian Trail, white blazes, never let you down. All right, let me find the shelter and see what the deal is. It should be right around the corner. All right, there's the sign for the shelter. And you can see it. You can see it down there, right through the trees. Doesn't look like anyone's there. I'm gonna go down and check it out. All right, approaching the shelter here. There's definitely nobody here. I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine, back section. Hiking again finally. Great day on the AT. This was in August. Huh. Someone left some PBRs here, I guess. It's nice and little trail magic. Ah, some comics and writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second. Well, let me adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense. Sorry if the lighting's bad. I'm just gonna see what it says. Cleaned the outhouse. Picked up trash. Collected wood for others. See Charlie Daniels' Simple Man lyrics, which I used in 2013 Facebook post. And note the rope I found with the silicone sealant can 2 miles south of that. I left it on a stump. In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail. What the heck?
By the time he grabbed his gear and escaped into the darkness, one thing became terrifyingly clear. Whoever this person was, they weren't just leaving notes. They were roaming the trails after sunset, creeping around shelters, and watching anyone who passed through. On October 10th, 2023, YouTuber Chaza Chris ventured into the woods for what he expected to be a simple daytime Randonautica session, but he quickly began noticing strange and deeply unsettling items scattered throughout the trail. Things like handmade letters, children's belongings, and picture frames with faces scribbled out, each one feeling more targeted than the last. Yet he had no idea these were only the earliest signs of something far more disturbing waiting deeper in the forest.
Bench. Who's coming back here and sitting on this? It's all overgrown. No one's hanging out back here. I don't see anything though. Yeah, there's nothing here. Wow, look at where the hell I am. This is crazy. Usually I wind up on like pretty clean trails for the most part, but not this time. Not this time. Oh man, I don't know. I just don't know. What the hell? H. Oh, this is like made out of paper mache or something. That's creepy. Why is this just hanging here? Look how creepy that looks. That's where I just came from. Even though it's daytime, it's still real creepy. I think they said it was Joseph. But what the hell? What is up with these statues, dude? I think this is the Virgin Mary. What the hell? Find the house? What house? Find the house. Did you guys just hear a little girl screaming? Did you see her little girl screaming? I swear I did. I hear that loud ass freaking machinery over there. That I definitely hear. But I thought I heard a little girl screaming just now. Alright, whatever, dude. I don't find what house. The house of God? Because all these religious statues?
And the deeper he went, the more obvious it became that whoever was behind these clues was growing bolder, leaving things that felt far too intentional to be random. It was as if someone knew exactly where he would walk and exactly what he would find next.
I'm so nervous, dude. This is not my favorite thing in the world, but I definitely am intrigued by this for sure. I have been finding crazy people, crazy items, just all sorts of crazy stuff. So I don't really know exactly what's going on. That's so weird. Forget me not. Why is there a C on this? I hope they don't know my name. I really hope that has nothing to do with my name. Because they may or may not know who I am. Lord. Alright. Yeah. Okay. You can stay there. You can stay there. Okay. I don't know what happened to this little animal guy. He didn't really seem... There is, I think, some mansions and stuff up there. There's lights, but I think there's like mansions or something over there because this is some sort of park or something, I think.
By the time he fled the woods, one thing had become terrifyingly clear. Whoever was doing this wasn't just leaving clues. They were following him, monitoring him, and choosing exactly when to reveal themselves. And they had made it painfully obvious that he had wandered straight into someone else's territory, and that he was absolutely not welcome there. On November 23rd, 2025, YouTuber Creepy Travels felt the presence of something unnaturally dark around him, a heaviness that settled over the so-called Witch's Woods the moment he stepped out of his Bronco and into the silence of the forest. However, never in his life could he ever have expected what would happen next.
Horror camp tonight. Don't even like standing right here with a light in my face and not looking around. It's bad. I just can't even stand. I just want to run, get in and go. But I'll show you why we call this Witch's Woods. I'm the only one out here in the middle of nowhere. Miles and miles and miles and miles in here. I don't even want to talk. It's that bad. This place is so bad, so evil.
And when he noticed the strange symbols hanging in the trees, only to realize that several of them were suddenly missing, the air shifted in a way that made his skin crawl as if someone unseen was moving ahead of him, clearing the path and watching his every step.
What in the world? They're gone. That's even a little bit more freaky, people. Knowing they're gone. I have a picture, a screenshot from my last time I was out here. They were everywhere out here. In fact, there's a rope in the tree right there. Up, look. There's another one. That one's still in the tree. You know what? I'm not even going to hang them back up. Okay, I just heard something. I want to show y'all some other things. What in the world? That dog. Is close. I'm talking about 60 yards. And I've been out here this whole time and it has not barked. There's no houses anywhere for miles. And that was a deep, throaty bark.
He kept reminding himself he was alone in the middle of nowhere, miles from any home. So why were the dog barks echoing through the woods, sounding impossibly close, as if whatever was making them was circling him just beyond the tree line? Little did he know its presence would only grow stronger from here.
It's about to leave. And something ran back there. It was 2 feet, not 4 feet. Bipedal. And it just took off running when I shined the light. I was coming over here to get these. I ain't leaving these here. Burn the woods down. Look how long that one's been burning.
In April 2025, a Reddit user shared chilling footage from what was supposed to be an ordinary nighttime walk, only for the calm silence to shatter when terrifying screams erupted from the forest on the far side of the field, coming toward him along the very path he was walking.
Oh my god. Nope. Nope.
On February 18th, 2024, YouTuber Stephen J. Reed set out for a peaceful solo camp deep in the woods, completely unaware that only a short walk from his tent would turn into one of the most dangerous and unsettling discoveries he had ever made.
Look, it almost feels like there's the shape of a road here. Not quite, but almost. I wonder, was there some really old track or trail that came through here? Because there's a section about the width of a road here that no trees have been planted on. So I'm wondering, underneath this, is there the remnants of some kind of road that led up to these places? This is the second one, and this one feels slightly safer because there's trees and things to hold on to around it. Right, I've got a GoPro on a piece of string. I've got a light further on up that piece of string, and I'm going to lower this down into the hole. It's really tricky to tie this on. Oh, my microphone nearly fell in. It's really tricky to tie this on in a way that has the GoPro pointing down and is secure. So I've got it tied on in a way which is not entirely secure. So I could potentially lose this GoPro. Oh, we're nearly at the water. Alright, splash down. We're in the water. Let's see, can I get the light into the water a bit? That is terrifying. It is just a black hole to nothing. There's no, there's no bottom I can see with this. That is so bizarre. And you can see the brickwork.
It's like there's just this vertical shaft down into the earth. Once you get down about 20 feet in there, there's bricks down the side of it. Like, what was that for? Why didn't I not think of this earlier? And the one thing I can think of is that there's a reservoir not too far from here, and I'm wondering, was it something to do with that? Or is it an old mine shaft? But I've never seen a mine shaft that has brickwork lining the sides of it like that. That's so freaky, right? Do any of you know what that is? I would love to know if you've got any insights into what that might be. In a forest, 2 deep holes, both seemingly lined with brickwork, no bottom in sight. I don't want to spend any more time here. I'm going to get back to the campsite.
Hidden beneath the leaves and brush was something no hiker expects to find in a silent forest, a perfectly concealed drop into pitch black nothingness, deep enough that one wrong step could mean disappearing without a trace. And as he examined it more closely, the terrifying truth became clear. Whatever this structure was, it wasn't natural, it wasn't marked, and it was never meant to be found by someone wandering alone. On October 27th, 2025, YouTuber Chris Baird and a friend ventured into the infamous Skinwalker's cabin, hidden deep within a remote forest. The area is completely isolated, accessible only by dirt roads, with no nearby houses or cell service, and surrounded by lakes and ponds. The cabin has a reputation for paranormal activity, and as soon as they began their investigation, Chris and his friend quickly became part of the eerie stories themselves.
All right, guys, as you can see behind me, there's a cabin sitting there. This cabin is known as the Skinwalker cabin. We are in an area of the forest that people say skinwalkers reside. A lot of weird stuff happens in this forest, and there's a lot of reason to believe that the owners know about it because they have some things behind us. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. We were actually here about 3 months ago. Apparently, this is like a little memorial shrine, like for protection. They try to keep this negative energy away, but if you guys only knew the stories, people who have stayed here leave reviews about this place. Terrifying things. They hear doors slamming at nighttime. They actually have like reports of people breaking into the cabin, and they go check and there's nobody here. Do you guys want us to come back here? And
to be fair, someone literally was outside the cabin.
We caught her on camera. We caught a picture of somebody literally outside, down at the bottom of the driveway. Don't know.
What the is that? That was a tree knock.
That was a growl. Hello? You guys always just mad at me when I do this, but.
Oh my God.
That was a whistle back.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Dude, if I had a Big Mac right now, I don't think I'd ever complain again.
Hello?
What do we keep hearing? What'd you see?
I don't know, bro. I'm just seeing shadows. Maybe I'm just freaking out over my own shadow.
Oh.
Hello? All right, Chris, come on. We got this. We're big and strong.
Sure? We don't have to. We can just stay here.
No, we can do it.
We're in a trail right now, guys. Look at us. See?
No,
We're exploring trails. Exploring trails.
Come on. I'm trying to motorboat you.
Oh.
I mean, motivate you.
It's been so long. Now, I don't know why this would have been here. So there's like it feels like almost like a dock.
This?
But it's like collapsed.
Well,
but for what reason?
do you think it was maybe something for hunting? Do you think maybe it was something for...
Well, what are you gonna shoot at? The trees?
The skinwalkers.
Certainly, okay.
The skinwalkers, of course.
After seeing figures and shadows moving through the forest, they thought it couldn't get worse. Little did they know this was only the beginning of multiple paranormal events taking place that night.
Chris, that's a tree knock. There's a stick right there. Do it back.
I was gonna start clapping. All right, guys, we can do that too. Trying to poke your eye out. Came from the water.
Okay. Yeah.
We gotta find the water. Can you guys make this sound? I just heard you do it. Can you do it again? I'm breaking the fucking stick.
Oh my God!
After hearing something outside that seemed to mimic their own voices, they hurried into the cabin, desperate for shelter from whatever prowled in the darkness, something intent on warning them away from its territory. But instead of safety within, they found something far more sinister waiting for them.
Where did you guys come from? Like, who summoned you? How did you get here? Okay.
Okay, so when were you summoned? Can you at least tell us that?
Yeah.
What the f was that?
Rocking chair.
Oh my god!
Chair's moving.
Chris, shut the f up.
What the f going on right now?
Dude, I'm like frozen right now. I legit can't move right now.
I'm like getting dragged upstairs.
Chris?
Don't look at me, you just said. Where are you?
On October 11th, 2023, YouTuber Joey CTV decided to try Randonautica again for the first time in months. And after several failed pinpoints, it finally led him to a dark, secluded park tucked behind the tree line.
Toyota dealership that I filmed before. Figured I'd start somewhere different. And, okay, let's generate. Now, my intention that I did think of was a spooky place, just so you know. So that's my intention. Start journey. Open in Google Maps. Start. Okay.
Head north toward US 92 East, Highway 17 North.
CarPlay. Alright, so we're about to embark on our journey. It's only a couple of minutes from here. So it'll be interesting where this spooky place is Randonautica is taking me to. The park is closed, but the gate's open, so let's see what we got. Alright, so this is where it took us. Yeah, it's spooky. I mean, it's spooky being in a park, but by yourself at night. Let's see, well, let me grab my flashlight. Got the green one tonight. It's pretty cool.
He walked in, talking openly to his viewers about his life, his anxieties, and the strange heaviness he felt the moment he stepped out of the car, completely unaware that something very unexpected was about to break the silence.
Like every shadow is waiting. Anyway, guess we'll continue on. It is a dreadfully creepy place. But again, like I said, I wanted to... Don't come near me.
On January 22nd, 2022, YouTuber 401 Files began what was supposed to be a simple solo bivvy camp on the North Yorkshire moors, but by the time night fell, he had no idea just how quickly things would spiral.
I have had the worst 3 hours. On the last scene that was filming for you guys, I was sat on the log drinking a coffee, talking about how I was going to find somewhere to throw down the bivvy tent or the bivvy bag. I put my phone in my pocket, I got up off the log and I walked about 1.5 miles approximately to a location that I found. I went to pull my phone out of my pocket to tell you guys that I'd found somewhere for the night. No phone. No. My heart sank, obviously, and I panicked. Big. Like I really did panic bad.
And soon, the forest around him came alive with the same eerie noises, sharp, deliberate, and impossibly close, repeating again and again, as if something was pacing the tree line, matching his breaths in the dark.
I'm in the bivvy, finally. That was an absolute nightmare, trying to set that up. It's something that I just don't use that often, like I'm always in the tent, but it does have its uses. People watching this saying, stop being a pussy, but I dare anybody to come out and do this on their own and not feel scared.
He continued hearing those sounds for a long while, each one more unsettling than the last, each one reminding him that out there, beyond the thin fabric of his bivvy, something was moving around him, and whatever it was very close. Around 2 years ago, a deeply unsettled Reddit user shared footage he captured from inside his car during a late-night drive through the Oregon mountains. At first, he thought it might be a bear, until he noticed what looked like antlers jutting from its head. Then he considered a cougar, because the way it moved felt predatory, almost feline. But the eyes were wrong for an elk, the shape was wrong for a cat, and its presence felt off. And as he said himself, the creature was big, far bigger than the video makes it look. In May 2023, YouTuber Johnny Paranormal ventured deep into Japan's infamous Aokigahara forest, a place shrouded in mystery and tragedy. As he carefully navigated the difficult terrain, he soon stumbled upon discoveries far more unsettling than he could have ever imagined.
Aokigahara. Man, I'm sick of going down holes. Oh, back on the tracks. Oh, that was crazy through that crap. No ribbon, no string, nothing on out there. They're my markings. So. I just want to know where's the body. Obviously that person didn't come out. Crazy. I can hear someone talking over there. Might be someone just walking down the track. Tracks us over there. Voice come from over in there though. Some man talking. This sounds a bit bad, but I like to find these old ones so their family knows what's happened.
On February 14th, 2022, van life YouTuber, asleep 5 decades, experienced what would become her very first truly terrifying night on the road, a night that began with complete silence and ended with her feeling hunted in her van.
Somebody's back here again. I hear footprints. Hello? How can I help you? It's 4:30 in the morning. I don't feel safe. Who are you? So, it's now 4:57, but at 4:37, so like 20 minutes ago, I was in sleep. And I was woken from a knock, like right where my head is, ironically. So I was like frozen. I looked at the time and it was very strange to me. Like, who would be knocking on the van at 4:30 in the morning.
Just before dawn, as she slept in the middle of a quiet, snow-covered clearing, she was woken by the unmistakable sound of knuckles tapping right beside her head, followed by slow footsteps crunching through the frost outside her van.
So I come out this morning and you can see footprints. Look at this one. This is mine. I'll show you. There's mine. See? Right here. Look. Somebody spilled 2 of my water bottles right there. 8 liters of water gone, but I don't know why. I don't know why they were, look, see? And then over here, these are like literally footprints. I never go there. If I collect my snow, I go right on this path and I cross over here, and that's my spot right there. But look, they were actually, there's some more, look at that. They came here, they were standing here, as you can see. Look at the footprints though, look at that, that's massive.
In January 2024, Dutch YouTuber Siaz ventured deep into a forest with a few of his friends. After thoroughly exploring the area, they returned to a path, and that's when they came across someone strange.
Dat is toch niet mijn auto of zo, hè? Hier, maat. Hier wordt iemand, hier wordt letterlijk iemand gemarteld. Hier wordt letterlijk iemand gemarteld in dat bos. Dit is... Daar is geen licht, kijk. Daar is geen licht. Dat is heel fucked. Dus... Wat? Kom gewoon verder. Stel je voor, dat is mijn auto. Wat is dit? Die zit er ook uit. Ja, wat ze komen daar. Ik zie ze. Zit daar in een lampje. Ik zag daar iets. Ja, die komt naar hier. Kom naar hier. Kom naar hier. Blijf gewoon hier. Lamp aan of niet? Hallo? 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 Wat? Wat? Hey! Oh! Wat? Kom! Kom!
On July 31st, 2025, YouTuber Chris Baird returned to one of the most infamous places he had ever investigated, a forest whispered about for decades as a site of cult rituals, vanishings, and unexplained lights. And as he and Jazz started their adventure and ventured deeper into the woods, it didn't take long before the forest began showing them exactly why locals refused to step foot here after dark.
Inside of a satanic ritual forest. Now the stories about this place: actual human sacrifices, animal sacrifices, weird cult activity, candles, you know, the Ouija boards, the whole shebang. Really, really weird and crazy. Now, this is the second that we've been here. We actually were here last night and we left because of some pew-pew shots that were very, very close to us, very uncomfortable. Please check out Jazz's video. You guys can see all that footage from what went down. We went to film for my channel after that. Had more experiences with the pew-pews, and we didn't actually get on camera because we were just driving around, and it was really weird, but we'll fill you in on that a little bit later. Check out the clip from last night, and then we're gonna get into this right away because we've been here for a couple hours now. Unreal, the stuff we captured in the daytime when Jazz was filming. I'm not gonna talk about it, I don't want to spoil it. The things that we experienced and found.
Because hours later, deep inside the endless tangle of trees, they would capture something so strange, so unsettling, that even they struggled to explain what was moving between the branches, watching them, trailing them, and appearing just long enough for their cameras to pick up something strange.
Also stories of skinwalkers and other Native American stuff like that, Pokebudgies and things.
Yenaldushi?
Wendigos. I don't know. I feel like we experienced that a lot more than we realized. Just the weirdness.
Supply
and demand.
Supply and demand. Yeah, tell us about supply and demand. What do you feel about tariffs? Kidding, please do not
God,
talk
God,
about it. I'm
please.
joking, I'm joking.
Yep. Well, there you go. You just started a war in the comments.
I did.
Bro,
what was that?
Eyes. I just seen eyes.
I know, I see it too.
Like red eyes. What
No,
the
that- Okay, I'm so glad you saw that. What the
You saw that too, right?
Okay.
What would
We're
that
not
be?
going down there.
What would that be? As you're talking about skinwalkers.
What did we just see?
Oh my god, what was that, Chris?
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Everything we do is a bad idea.